see, there are many different types of crochet hooks available in the marketplace these days. And it can be quite daunting determining which one is going to work best with your project. So here are a few tips. Firstly, take careful notice of the shape of the hook itself. Some of them have more pointed ends versus rounded ends, and they also vary in how deep and sharp the actual hook itself is, or the area where the yarn is going to sit. If, for example, you're going to be working with a slippery yarn like a silk or a bamboo, I would heavily consider going with a deeper hook itself that's a bit sharper. This way the yarn is going to be less likely to slip out. I would also not want to go for a hook that has a curved end. I would prefer a more pointed end so that the hook itself will guide itself into the stitch more easily rather than slipping into another stitch by accident. If you're working with a heavier and less slippery yarn, say a cotton or your regular worsted wool, it's a bit more flexible, and then you could go with this sort of more curved end as well as the more shallower hook without a problem. The next thing to consider is the actual material of the hook itself. In this selection, we have bone, steel, wood, plastic, another wood, a combination aluminum with bamboo handle, and then another wood one. Once again, if you're working with slippery yarns, you really do not want to select a hook that is a very smooth surface. So a steel hook or a bone hook or a wood hook that has lots of gloss on it is really not going to help because the yarn is just going to slip right off. So instead, I would recommend that you go with a wood hook that has less gloss on it, or it's actually more natural wood without finishing, maybe such as a bamboo hook, and this will make your life much simpler. Also, you're going to want to take consideration of what the actual handle shape is. I find for me, if I'm working for long periods of time, a very slender, narrow end like this will tend to work sort of a little hole in the palm of my hand, which can get quite uncomfortable. So I prefer to use a handle that has a larger end to it, and this will prevent that. And depending on what projects you're doing, you might also prefer to have one that's got a longer shaft on it so you can load up more loops on there. Of course, if you're doing tapestry crochet, then you need an even longer one. You may also want to consider how you hold it yourself. So do you require having sort of a little flat surface to put your fingers on, or do you like these curved surfaces, or do you not want that at all? So there you go. There's a list of a few considerations for helping you select the appropriate crochet hook for your project.